again, you really want to read this WorldNet daily article written by Jerome R. Corsi. The title, Obama Affirmed Radical UN Agenda in Lesser Known Speech. Now, during the United Nations meeting, President Obama's speech to the opening session of the United Nations 70th General Assembly on Monday drew considerable attention, but most Americans likely were unaware of a speech he gave the previous day to the same world body in which he affirmed America's commitment to a controversial utopian plan to, quote-unquote, transform the world. What have I said? If you watched one of my recent videos, I said when he gave his speech, we're 5 days away from fundamentally transforming America, he should have said the world. I've actually posted that in some previous videos. Here, it's pretty much exactly what he's saying again. As many focused on week 3 of the National Football League season Sunday, Obama spoke with little fanfare to the closing session of the United Nations Sustainable Development Summit that was convened September 25th through the 27th as a high-level plenary meeting of the General Assembly. The U.S. and 192 other UN members unanimously adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, a plan to end poverty, fight inequality and justice, and tackle climate change by 2030. That's an interesting series of comments. He plans to fight poverty when he's bringing in hundreds of thousands of illiterate Syrian and Iranian and Iraqi refugees. And he plans to fight inequality. Well, how do you do that if people at the bottom of the scale don't exert any efforts to climb up the ladder? And injustice. How does he propose to do that when he's got a corrupt Department of Justice? It was run by the less than honorable dirtbag Eric H. Holder Jr., who, by the way, was a partner in the law firm that the Supreme Court Justice Elena Kagan used to bury Obama's past. And now he's got Loretta Lynch, who, by the way, was a sorority sister of Eric H. Holder Jr.'s wife when they attended university. Are you sort of getting the picture? It's a plan some critics call a blueprint of global governance. As WorldNet Daily reported, Agenda 2030 is seen as a reboot of the controversial Agenda 21 plan adopted in 1992, which the UN has described as a comprehensive plan of action to take globally, nationally, and locally organizations of the United Nations system governance and many groups in every area of which human impacts on the environment. Quote, and so, today we commit ourselves to new sustainable development goals, including our goal of ending extreme poverty in our world. Obama told the UN meeting Sunday, committing the United States to Agenda 2030. We do so understanding how difficult the task may be. We suffer no illusions of the challenges ahead, but we understand this is something that we must commit ourselves to, end of quote. Now you want to read the rest of the article. Now, here's something to think about. What has Obama been pushing the United Nations? Is it possible that he's really no longer concerned about trying to maintain power as President of the United States? Is it possible that he sees this as an opportunity to lead the United Nations, which would in fact lead the United States? That is something to think about, is it not? You know, I've said countless times, I don't see him leaving because he can't leave. One way or another, he will remain in power. Might he be looking to make a quantum leap? To be head of the entire world? I told you what I think. We have a good idea as to what this crack smoking Sunni, Islamic extremist Muslim Arab thinks. The question now is, what do you think?